Hello everyone, what's up? Here's another YouTube video for you. I know it's been a while, that's why I'm making this video. Also, because I came across something, I only make videos if I know what to talk about usually, because I don't script these videos. But, I came across something that's so incredibly infuriating, I just had to make a video about it. And, yeah. It is the worst genre of YouTube video, as the title may suggest. Are you kidding me? I seriously just gotta turn my lights and now there's people screaming outside. I guess I'm gonna have to close my window for this one. Alright, so, what's up? What is this genre that's so terrible? It's these mechanical keyboard enthusiast videos that are so terrible and so condescending. I mean, it's terrible. These guys think that, like, you know, their interest is so interesting, but it's the interesting part about these videos is that they, like, have distanced themselves so far from what the original purpose of their keyboards are. So let's rewind here. So you are... Yeah, let's rewind even farther from where I was going to start. Let's rewind all the way back to late 2014, early 2015. You're a gamer, right? You're probably at this point still playing Team Fortress 2, some Team Fortress 2, if not a lot of Team Fortress 2. I probably wasn't playing that much at this point. I probably moved on a little bit from Team Fortress 2. But Team Fortress 2 was still a popular game. But I'm trying to think of, like, what game would have been big then, but can't think of anything other than Team Fortress 2. That was a big game that, like, from, like, probably 2013 to 2015 took most of my gaming sphere, other than that and Five Nights at Freddy's, of course. But you're a gamer, right? These things called mechanical keyboards are, like, blowing up in popularity around this time, around 2015, late 2014-ish, right? You see, like, all this stuff, mechanical keyboard this, mechanical keyboard that, and that's what really started to first, like, come onto the scene, right, is as mechanical keyboards for gaming purposes with, like, you know, the backlighting and all that kind of stuff was really, I think, staple of 2015, or at least the first part of 2015. I think by 2016 it was pretty commonplace to see that kind of stuff, but 2015 is when, late 2014, early 2015 is when it really started. But, so we need to think, like, what is that, why was that the craze? Because really, right then is when, you know, the whole, like, RGB, you know, everything light up, everything, you know, colorful was really getting popular for the gamer stuff, right? So to add to that's really the time when tower-style PCs started looking less like, I'd say late 2014, early 2015 is really the pivot from, like, consumer-grade, relatively mid-range PCs start looking modern, like how they look today, is around that time. So, these mechanical keyboards come on the scene for gamers, right? And if you're me, you're jumping on that immediately, right? I got one. But basically the only thing that you saw for modification-wise, and the biggest switches at the time, which, if you don't know what switches are, they're the little thing that you press down. And people are like, oh no, rubber dome keys or switches are terrible. Terrible, rubber dome, right? Which is, what most keyboards at the time were. And there were all these mechanical feeling kind of stuff that was popping up too. Slightly after this stuff got popular. They were rubber dome, but they had a harder press to them, so they felt mechanical or whatever, right? So, something you should be.
Your shoes are glowing, or lower. There you go. There you go.
And that's staying in the video. Alright. So, let's try to think here. I lost my thought for a second there. Like, I'll give a fat nose. Alright, my dog just walked in. And now my friend is calling me. That might have screwed up the whole video. Okay. So, I'm trying to think here. Oh, yes. These mechanical switches. Two most popular ones, Cherry MX Blue, Cherry MX Red. Right? One of them was more soft, and one of them was more click, 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 click. Almost like a typewriter. The blue were more typewritery, and the red were more like felt more like a rubber dome. But they were still, spring action, feeling like harder to press down. But so these were getting really popular with all these crazy lights and metal emblems on the top and names all over them, and ridiculous sounding companies. Like, I think mine is called like Element or something like that, with all these crazy names. I think mine is actually called it's either the Element or the E Element Z78 or something like that. And there's a Corsair K whatever RGB Pro and all that kind of crap. And that was like, best kind of crap you could buy then was that kind of thing. They were like, $100-something, and they were like, top of the line, crazy colors. You could have it do whole light shows with the rainbow colors and, all that crap. There's software you could use. But, fast forward, I would say, fast forward from 2015 to 2018, and that's when, like, the keyboards start becoming smaller size-wise, and that's when more customization starts to come to them, when, like, more companies start making switches and keycaps and all that kind of stuff. And I think that a big part of this is Massdrop becoming more of a larger company. I don't know when they started, but I think, like, 2017, 2018 is when they kind of started to get on the scene of, wow, we're a large company. I guess they're called Drop.com now, but they were before known as Massdrop, and that's what I know them as a longtime user of them. But that's when, they really started, they were a main, they basically do, like, these things where, like, a bunch of people buy stuff and they sell out really quickly and that kind of crap. But they're like really cheap prices on stuff, and they really started to push these mechanical keyboard stuff, and it was like keycaps and switches and keycaps that were like $20 and all that kind of stuff, right? And that's also when keyboards started to shrink in size, like they'd not have a numpad and that kind of stuff that I would like, but some people don't need a numpad, so they don't have one. So slice off the numpad, take off the function keys and that kind of stuff. And that's basically as far as it went back then. But basically, bam, that's when this whole mechanical keyboard community thing kind of starts, right? Is 2018. The oldest I can find of anything relating to this whole mechanical keyboard thing that's like how people are doing it today is like, I'd say probably two years ago. was really when the modern mechanical keyboard enthusiast thing kind of started. But I'd say 2018, that was when people started customizing their keyboards, and that's when people, I guess earlier than that, maybe 2017-ish, there was like these O-rings, no, that was probably 2018 too. Kind of these O-ring things that everyone was putting on their keyboards, put the O-rings on, and of course, I put the O-rings on mine. Because, I have a keyboard, and my keyboard is, whatever, and it needs to be better for gaming when you press it down and it has this much amount of feedback and all that kind of crap, Typing is this much better with these O-rings, you need this thickness of O-ring, this whatever of O-ring. I chose some red ones that were like, I took all the keycaps off and put all of them onto there. It's pretty crazy actually, but I did. But and my E Element one, if you look that up, it's kind of an older one. It's one of the I think it was like one of the first like keyboards that was like, oh wow, look at this thing. That's why it doesn't have. I don't think it even comes with the cherry switches. It comes with other ones, but who cares, right? Who cared then? Because all you wanted was, because back then it was hard. No one was getting these customized crap, right? It was basically just the mechanicalness of it that made it cool. But so probably around 2018, 2019 is when this whole mechanical keyboard community started. And the part that annoys me so much about this is that they've like completely lost sight of what it is. And I understand how things evolve and change over time. I mean, have you seen this YouTube channel? If you watch these old videos, I keep looking at the thing and it looks like it's like completely stopped, but I actually just keep making the same facial expression for so long it just kind of looks like I'm frozen. But I moved my hand there, so that effect didn't really turn out as good as I was hoping it would. Who cares? What else? And my dog is like asleep, so you can hear him breathing. Listen. Of course, he stops breathing when I say that. Great. And right as I start talking again, he starts doing it again. All right, so. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous, these videos. Like, they're talking about, like, how the keyboard sounds and that kind of crap. It's like, when did this ever become anything? I mean, and they're, like have these, like, dumbass, like, coiled cables on there. It's like, what are you doing? Like, you realize, like, in, like, 3 years, this is gonna be like, oh my god. It's gonna be like my old videos, where you just gotta want to delete all of them because they're so terrible. And then wish later that, oh crap, those videos were so terrible, it'd be nice to see them again. I'm not even joking how bad my videos were. Like, this video, again, was Five Nights at Freddy's themed, only. I only made videos concerning Five Nights at Freddy's. If it didn't have anything to do with Five Nights at Freddy's, it probably didn't belong in this channel. I probably made like 2 or 3 videos that weren't Five Nights at Freddy's, but in those videos, I probably made reference to Five Nights at Freddy's. That's how much my life was consumed by Five Nights at Freddy's. I would not be here, sitting in this chair today, talking to you on this stupid thing, and complaining to people about 30 frames per second versus 60 frames per second, and how much I hate looking at 60 frames per second video, and all that kind of crap. That's why I film at 30 or 24. If it wasn't for Five Nights at Freddy's. Think about that. Like, if it wasn't for Five Nights at Freddy's, you wouldn't be watching this video. which is kind of really strange to say, but, it is, and I still, the funny thing is, I talk about, like, it was it was so long ago that I played Five Nights at Freddy's. That was like 2013. That was like 7 or 8 years ago. That wasn't that long ago. I can like remember myself 7 or 8 years ago and think like I wasn't much different than I am now. And that's kind of what I hate about this whole mechanical keyboard thing. So they like act like it's like some like thing that's been around for years and years and years. And I cannot find, like, I've looked on YouTube, I cannot find anything that even resembles what these people are doing that isn't just O-rings. Like not everyone was doing, like, 5 years ago or 4 years ago. Yeah, 5 years ago or 4 years ago. I think this whole thing literally started like 2 years ago. Like the biggest YouTube channels I can find that do this whole mechanical keyboard thing literally started posting a year ago. So it's like, what the heck? What is up with this crap? But I guess this is kind of a hypocritical video. Because when I think about it, I think I explained. I don't think I talked about Five Nights at Freddy's like it was like something that was around for like years and years and years. I think I talked about it like it was a new game because it was, and it was like, oh, that's my favorite new game. What's your favorite? If someone asked me like, what's your favorite video game, I would have said Five Nights at Freddy's and Team Fortress 2. I probably would have said Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm not gonna lie. Actually, before Five Nights at Freddy's, I would have said Call of Duty. Either Ghosts or I would have said no. I hated Ghosts even then. I would have said that my favorite game was Call of Duty Black Ops 2 or Team Fortress 2. Or what was another one? What was another one I liked? That was one of those games that was like I played like. There was a lot of those games like that, like everyone was like, yeah, you gotta play this game, it's so good. And I probably played like, a couple hours of it, and I was like, oh my god, this game sucks. But then when people would ask me about it, I was like, oh yeah, I played that game, I love that game. Halo was not one of them, if you're, not Halo. Halo was not one of them either, but Fallout was not one of them. Fallout was an actually game I actually liked playing. That was another one that, if you asked me, like, what's your favorite game? From that time, it probably would have been, oh my god, duh, I'm an idiot. It wouldn't have been between Five Nights at Freddy's. It would have been between Payday 2 and Five Nights at Freddy's. Talk about like perfect combo for like 2013, 2012. No, there's no way that Five Nights at Freddy's came out in 2013. It's gotta be 2014, right? Now I have to think. Now I have to look this up. I think my timeline's completely screwed up. No, holy crap, it might have been that long ago. 2014, maybe? 1 second. I have to look this up, actually. And Payday 2, that's the other one I'm thinking of. Like, cause I said something about, like, Payday 2, right? I like Payday 2 was one of my favorite games, but now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think that Five Nights at I think my whole timeline from that time is completely messed up. I do not think that Five Nights at Freddy's came out in 2013. Have I been lying to myself this whole time? August 8th, 2014. So that means that... Yeah, okay, my mind is not that screwed up. I'm about, like, 6 months off. I'm thinking that it came out in, like... Let's think, how many... Yeah, I'm like 6 months off. I'm thinking it came out in like earlier 2014. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm trying to think, like, I was trying to think, like, okay, if Five Nights at Freddy's came out then, my YouTube channel started, I know I started this YouTube channel, in 2013. I know I posted the video that I call my first video is actually a lie, by the way. My video that I call the first video wasn't actually my first video. It was my first video as a Five Nights at Freddy's channel. It was not my first video. It was my first video that was like visible then, but it was not my first like real video. My first YouTube video was Minecraft related. I think I was talking about how to do something in Minecraft, but not actually like recording or anything like that. Just like recording like on my face on a computer and posting it. And I think I also had like a slideshow posted to YouTube too. But you know, I deleted those videos like pretty soon after they were uploaded, so those weren't really a video, right? They were, and I didn't get any views. They were just, you know, like got like a couple views. My first video did not get that many views either, but it got like 20 views. And I remember for me, that was like, oh my god, 20 views! Like even now, 20 views would be something. What am I even saying? I've gone completely off topic. But that's the fun of these videos, right? I go completely off topic. Let me look when Payday 2 was released, so then I can really tell like how reorient myself here. Because this video was this YouTube channel was created in the summer of 2013, when I first got a camera. Or when I first got like a computer that I could use, it was a Lenovo laptop that I got. It's pretty cool. Let's see, Payday 2. August 2013. So that's why I'm thinking that Five Nights at Freddy's came out in early 2014, because I remember, because we got the game, I actually purchased, even though it came out in August 2013, which would make it seem like I played it like during like the early stages of this YouTube channel. I didn't. I only got the game like in either late 2013 or early 2014. Because, no, it was definitely early 2014. Yeah. I got it in early 2014 because I knew someone that I had played it with. And they were like, okay, you gotta get this game. And my brother, like, convinced my dad, my brother who's younger than me, convinced my dad to get us this game. Because we had played, like, Call of Duty and that kind of stuff before. But I think it was like, this was a little bit different because this is like, you know, a game about like robbing banks and that kind of stuff. But now that I think about that, that really like dates like this channel a lot. Like when you think like Payday 2, a game that like by today's, that I still play again. Like Five Nights at Freddy's, I still play that game. Payday 2, I still play that game. Fallout 3, I still play that game. Fallout New Vegas, I have the collector's edition of that game. I mean, are you kidding me? I'm talking about games that came out like 8 years ago, guys. 9 years ago. I mean, it's really impressive to think like, I don't think, I have friends, right, that if I ask them, like, can you remember something from that time, I don't think they could. I seriously don't think they could. it doesn't seem like it was that long ago for me, but I feel like other people my age might be like, what the heck? That was a really long time ago. Luca, what are you talking about? I mean, but it's just so hard when you can like think back like about like I can remember recording the first. I'll be honest. I can't remember what recording like the first video, like that first like video where I was talking about Minecraft and that kind of crap. And I remember making that slideshow, but I don't remember like the Minecraft one. But I did post that to this channel at one point, and I remember how it was like you couldn't back then. Oh my god, YouTube used to look so different, guys. I remember it used to be really, really hard to like get a custom picture, and I was like so proud of myself for like setting the picture and the banner and all that kind of stuff custom. And I was like, oh my god, look at that! And I like made some stupid like 3D thing with my first and last name on it. And I remember a YouTube channel was my first and last name, and I remember I was advised by my father to take that off because, people could, like, figure out who I was. But now that I'm thinking about it, if I, like, told people, like, it's like, some of my friends at the school I go to, like, if I tell them, like, hey, tell me, like, a specific memory that you have from 7 years ago, from 8 or 8 years ago, 7 or 8 years ago. I don't think they'd be able to tell me. Because, I mean, I'm not, like, when I think of it, I always think of myself as, like, I think what it actually just comes down to is that I was just a lot more intellectually capable than, like, most people were back then. And, like, not to be, like, some, like, egotistical bastard, right? And I did just say bastard. It's not a swear word. Bastard is not swearing, by the way. Yeah. Not to be some, egotistical asshole. That is a swear word. But I do think that maybe I was, like, slightly smarter than some other people at the time. And some like, not some other people at the time. Like, I was smart from, like, my age. And, like, like, you think back and you forget, like, so much stuff. But, like, when you really think about it, like, really, really try to, like, oh, yes, what was that, Like, you can, like, remember so much stuff that I don't think that you'd ever be able to remember if you weren't specifically thinking about, like, the time. And I'm like, thinking, I was like, I didn't think of myself as being, like, shit. I mean, I didn't think of myself as being as young as I was, but I had to have been that young, Like, when I think about it, it's like, there's no way I was that age then, right? I mean, I don't think that when I think about it, it's like, oh yeah, like, 2013, that was, like, 4 years ago. But it wasn't. It's not 2016 anymore. It's not 2017 anymore. Like, I used to say, like, okay, what's a good, like, I remember, like, in 2016, I was like, that was, like, that's, like, a big milestone, right? At least for, like, in my thinking, I was, like, I don't know why, and it's not like I was in, like, any specific grade or any specific, thing or whatever. Or I was, like, some specific age. It was, like, really milestone. It's not like I turned, like, 15 or whatever in 2016. I didn't. But, or 10. I didn't turn 15 and I didn't turn 10. So I'm either. So you know I wasn't. So you know I'm not. Let's try to think. I was 15 in 2016. I'd be 20. So you know I'm not 20, and you know I'm not. Roll that back. $15? You know I'm not 20 and you know I'm not 15? Yeah. So you know I'm not 20 and you know I'm not 15. That's my age reveal. I'm not 20 and I'm not 15. I could be 25, I could be 30. Could be 55. You'll never really know. Could be 102 by now, right? I never said that I wasn't older than 15 in 2016. No. Was I? No. Was I 10? I wasn't. Was I 15? I wasn't. But I digress. Back to the video. Mechanical keyboards is over. It's been over for a long time. If you're still watching video for that, get out of here. But why? Why does it seem like whenever I'm making these videos and I talk about like time, it just seems like time has progressed so fast. I feel like when I was younger, when I was like, like time just progressed so slowly. A year felt like forever, right? Now it's like a semester at school is just like goes by in the blink of an eye. It's like I took a class during like the summertime, right? As like a summer semester course at blah 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 community college or whatever, and because I don't want to reveal where I live, that's why I said that. But it's just one of those things where it's like back then, like time progressed so slowly. Like I have time like on a timeline. I have so many points that like I can like point to. Yes. That video was posted then. I changed my channel banner then. I made my first, the first real video then. I did this then. I got, Five Nights at Freddy's then. I played Payday then. I uploaded my second video then. I smashed lemons. Not like exactly when, but I have like a series of events and they're all like very close together. I smashed oranges, which we thought were lemons, in my front yard with my friend on this YouTube channel. Then it's like I can like remember filming that video and all the problems that we had filming that video. I remember we filmed on this stupid Kindle and the volume button was like broken. It was like, and it would like keep like turning up the volume and it would like audibly make a sound. It kept destroying our recording, but we just kept recording on it. We didn't record a video on that Kindle after that. We just kept using the GoPro that I'd been using before. We just wanted like a quick and dirty video, but it's like you think of how the time has passed, and it's like back then it didn't seem like by now I'd be this age. Like it seems like by then it's like it was like, oh my god, it'll be so long till I'm blank age, or till I'm blank age, or till I'm blank age, right? I felt like, okay, when I was 9, I thought I was like, oh, it would take so long for me to be 15 years old. Oh, I really want to be 15 years old, or 13 years old. That's probably what I was thinking when I was 9. Oh, I want to be 13 years old so bad. You know, I feel, but it's like, 4 years is such a long time, and then it's like, yeah, it did feel like a lot. It did kind of seem like it was a long time, but now it's like every year is like a blink of an eye. Like it's like, everything just travels at like a speed immeasurably fast. Like 3 times the speed of light. No, not literally, because then I wouldn't be seeing the viewfinder in the camera. Because I don't know. That was a stupid joke. Come on, that's so. I guess time does travel. I guess time does travel 3 times the speed of light. Because now that I'm thinking about it, like a fraction of 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 a millisecond is faster than the speed of light. That's actually technically time progressing. So, you know what I mean. It just doesn't seem like, it's really been that long. You know what else? Perfect transition. You know what else doesn't seem like it's been this long? Recording this video. I've been recording for 40 minutes, guys. I'm on a roll here today. I remember filming a video that was like, Do you remember when YouTube videos, like a standard length for a YouTube video used to be like 25 minutes? I mean, you remember how good those days were when you used to actually be able to watch 25-minute long videos and them not be, and for them to be like, normal and not be like, something out of the ordinary? I remember 25-minute videos were like a standard at one point, right? Like everyone used to make videos that were like either like sketch comedies that were like, 3 minutes long, or they would be like, actual like 25-minute videos or 20-minute videos, or, they were anywhere from like 15 to 25, I'd say standard. And now videos are like 8 minutes long. Like 8 minutes is like, pretty, 10 minutes basically is like the average app. Maybe my long videos can bundle up that average. But it just doesn't seem like I've been recording for this long, like honestly. Sometimes sometimes the best videos are the ones that, and the most like, the best videos for me, the ones that have the most fun to record, are the ones like this. The ones where they're like really short and really fast paced and really funny. I guess that they're good for people to watch, but I don't really like recording them, honestly. I mean, if you're this far into the video, you're clearly a fan of my channel, especially if this, especially if this, especially if you've been watching like from the very beginning and didn't like skip to this part, but it's really interesting to think that I'm like talking to nobody right now, right? Like, it's not like I'm like sitting here talking to an audience. Like, some people have like audiences of like on YouTube of like millions of subscribers, right? And it's like, I don't, right? So when I make like a video like this, I'm expecting like no one to watch this far in. I can really say whatever I want, and I actually proved it one time. I was like, watch the whole video, and no one did. No one did. No one watched the whole video. No one skipped any part of it. And people just watched like the first little bit of it, which is interesting to think about. Because when you really think about it, I know there's like maybe a 1% chance that someone's watching this, or maybe even lower than that. Because I have so few viewers, it would really be interesting if someone was watching this. And I'd usually ask someone who's watching this and gotten this far into the video to like leave a comment or text me or something like that, right? But I'm not going to. I feel like if you're watching this video and if you're this far through, I think that, at least you know that you're watching. I don't need to know. Sometimes it's nice to think that no one's ever going to watch this. Which in a way is kind of sad, thinking that no one will ever watch your videos and no one will ever watch my videos, but trying to think of like something funny to say as like a comment, say this in the comments, you've been this year this long, but I'm not going to do that today. Because I feel like with this video, I think it deserves something better than just a comment, right? Or not really any. I think it deserves nothing. I don't think a comment is useful in any way for this video, at least. Some videos, leave a comment, whatever. It's it's good for whatever, right? But I don't really think I want to do that in this video. I don't really think I want to comment on this video. Especially from you. If you're watching. Or not if you're watching. You are watching. I don't desire anything from you. I don't really know anything about you. I don't really think about you at all if you're watching this, because I don't know who you are. I know some people might think of like, oh yeah, there's that one viewer that watches my video, and they're like, oh, I wonder, but I don't. Because usually there is nobody. And if you've really gotten this far, I guess thank you, but it's not really anything to thank you about. Sometimes we need to get step back and realize that maybe it was all for nothing. Which it really was, I'm not saying this is like the end of my YouTube channel, right? Because it's not. Because I like filming videos, and I've always liked recording videos, and I've always liked doing all this crap. But this is the end of not caring, not whatever, not this, not that, but just, I say this in every video that I talk about this too. It's like, sometimes I want to make a video that I say whatever I want, and I just can't, right? I think this is going to be the end, and I always say like, oh yeah, this is going to be the last video where I make that. It's not going to be something about I want to talk about, but, well. I'm not going to promise anything. Not going to ask anything of you. Not going to sit here and cry about how I have no YouTube viewers or anything like that. this video will get less than 10 views. We'll get less than 10 likes. We'll get less than 10 comments. It will be insignificant. But sometimes insignificance is the thing that makes it significant. And somewhere down the line, maybe somebody will watch this video. Somebody will. And have the same idea as me. Think the same way as me. Maybe they'll, say something somewhere. They'll find me somewhere. They'll, I don't know, do something and email me or find my Instagram or leave a comment or something saying something. But I don't expect that. And I don't think it should be expected, honestly. Sometimes things are better left unseen. And sometimes things are better left unheard. I hate to say it. Everyone's opinion matters, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't. Does my opinion matter? No. It doesn't really. Does your opinion matter? I mean, I can't speak for you, but it probably doesn't. And I know, this video has turned into something that kind of seems a bit, off-tone and a bit sad. But it really shouldn't be. It's only sad if you make it sad. If you make it about thinking that, you're useless and this is pointless and everything's terrible, that's what it will be about. But if it's about, finding good and things that might not seem good at first, then that's the essence of, happiness, basically. The only way, I believe, to be actually happy is to find joy in things that other people might not find joy in, even if it seems a bit off kilter, right? If you find joy in something weird, there's nothing wrong with that. And in fact, there is good in that, It's good that you're able to find joy in something that other people might not, because it generally makes you more well-rounded. Sometimes people that are obsessed with being normal are just that. Normal and mediocre. They will never amount to anything, and sometimes that's just what they want. Is that what you want? I'm not sure. And I don't really care. Is that what I want? I'm not sure. Nor do I really care at this moment. You can be, extraordinarily mediocre. But you can't be mediocrely extraordinary. You know what I mean? Now, if I were you, or if you were me, that's what I should say. You know, sometimes you realize that people are just that. People. Everyone is stupid. Everyone makes mistakes. Right? Some people are stupid. And there's nothing that can save them. They will always be stupid. There's some people who are smart. And will always be smart. Right? There's nothing that can stop them from being smart. A lot of people my age, and I hate to say it, a lot of people that I know, and I hate that I always think about it, it's like, why do I even choose to associate with these people? Because they're so, this way of, or not try to convince them otherwise, but because this way of thinking is so incredibly dumb. It's like you try and be something different. You try to stand out from the crowd, you know? But you don't. There's people who I know that are obsessed with being different, that are obsessed with being, you know, I'm not like everyone else, you know. You and me are the only different people. But, you know, when everyone says that to me, that's the thing, right? Everyone thinks that they're like, you know, like we're the two who are different, right? Me and you. Like, and they're always referring to me. I don't know if everyone says this to each other because I don't listen to what everyone else says about each other, right? But it's interesting that people recognize that I'm different, but can't seem to recognize that they're not just like everyone else. And it's really something to think about. And just from looking at me, you can tell, if you put me in a lineup of all the people that I talk to, and just looked at me, you'd be able to realize that there is something different than me just by looking at me. I don't dress like everyone else. I don't look like everyone else. I don't have the same interests as everyone else. I don't talk like everyone else. I'm not like everyone else. And I hate to be that guy that's like, oh, I'm not like everyone else, because that's what I seem like right now. But if you knew me in person, you know that I'm not. And I think people like that quality in me. I think people want that quality in themselves, but I think the major problem is that they can't stop being everyone else. They don't want to leave behind their things, you know, which I don't have a problem because I never had that. I never have had that strong connection with people in general. I've never had that strong friend group. I've never had that, you know, thinking about being scared or fear of missing out or fear of being different or being embarrassed about anything, right? I am who I am. And there's nothing that you can change about me. There's nothing that I would want to change about myself. And when I say that I look different and I speak different, I'm not talking figuratively. Literally, I look different than everyone else. If you had me in a lineup of all these people, I dress different, my hairstyle is different, I present myself different, I stand different, I walk different. I talk different, right? I don't use slang. I don't talk in a manner that is considered by me, like layperson language, right? I don't speak in, like I was saying before, slang or use short words or contractions a lot because I just do not feel like doing so. And it doesn't happen to be one of those things that is like it's not like I don't use contractions like it's like it's kind of hard to explain. And you can tell just by watching these videos that my manner of speech changes. I either talk really, really fast or I talk really slow. And melodically like I'm talking right now. Right? And, my accent is different than everyone else. Easy to understand, right? Everyone has a different accent. And everyone will have a different accent. It's just that mine is a lot more different than everyone else's. And it's one of those things that really, really makes you think when people say that kind of stuff. Like, you and me are so different, you and me need to stick together. You and me are friends. You and me, this. Sometimes I want to say, like, no, it's not you and me. It's just me. You are not anything like me. And I hate to say it, but sadly it's the truth. I'm not one of those people that, gets made fun of at school for being different, right? I'm one of those people that's so different there's nothing to make fun of. And even if you were to make fun of it, I don't care, I just embrace it, right? It's one, there's kids at school who are, like me, they're nerds, they're whatever, and they just hang out with only nerds or only whatever, because they're, that's who they like to hang out with, and that's who their people are, and that's who they feel comfortable with, right? And that just happens to be the main difference, right? The main difference the main thing that makes me different is not that I'm spectacular in any way, right? It's not that I'm insanely popular. It's not that I, some kind of guy that can do all, fix all, is all, right? I'm really just one of those people that just fits in wherever, right? Or I don't fit. That's what it is. It's not that I don't fit anywhere. It's that I fit in wherever. It's that I don't fit in anywhere. And that seems like a bad thing, but it's really not. People who are, computer geeks like me because I know about computers. People that are, jocks like me that because I'm funny and I, kind of understand. I wouldn't say that I understand, but I I analyze human connection in a way that's different than the way that they think about it, probably. And I think that's part of the reason why people like me at school is because I, think about people differently than other people do. But that's just the way it is, right? And that's just the way it will be. I think differently than everyone else, and everyone else thinks differently than everyone else, and everyone else thinks differently than everyone else, right? And I'm not scared. The only thing that's different is that I'm not scared to think differently than everyone else, like other people are. And it's really a shame. Because there's some people that have so much potential, but throw it all away. And there's people in my life that I see potential in. I see a lot of potential in, It's just one of those things that's like, you could be one of those people who's really a outstanding person, but it's just that, there's this one thing about you that makes you absolutely useless to everyone. And it's not even, like, personally, like, there's something wrong with you, right? It's just that, like, you do this, or, you are too this, or you're too obsessed with this, or you want to be this. That's really the problem, and especially around my age, people start to think that they're like, they start to think of themselves less like a student going to school every day to prepare them for the future and what's next and all that kind of stuff, and start thinking about themselves as, some settled 30-year-old businessman who has everything in life, and all he wants to do is, get his PhD and this and this and this because he's so good at this, this, and this. And I get that being that kind of egotistical douchebag is a quality that can be useful, that kind of go-getter attitude. But really, what it comes off as is insanely abrasive and annoying, right? There was some girl today, and I wasn't actually talking to her. I was just overhearing her conversation. And she thought, and this is a direct, yes, if you're watching this video, you're not who you think you are. You're not some fantastic anything. Because they're not watching the video. That's why I feel fine saying that. They were saying that they were really good at rowing. Oh, yeah, rowing. Talking about rowing, like competitive rowing, like as a sport. And talking about, rowing teams are, rowing this is really, really this, or this, or, this, and there's, whatever for this, and, Rowing? Are you kidding me? Who cares? If you ever want to get a job, forget rowing. Throw that in the trash can. Rowing? Are you kidding me? You'll never get a job as a rower. I was going to turn to this girl and say, please, turn your life around. You still have time. You're young. You don't need to have your eyes set on rowing. Rowing! Do you hear me? Rowing, like rowing a boat. Like rowing a boat. And they were talking about people delegating. And how people are, oh my god, that's so Trisha. Oh my god, she's the person who tells the people on the left to row and tells people on the right to row. That's so Trisha, or whatever her name was. Because I wasn't really listening that hard. But It's ridiculous. Like, please, come on. Do something better with your life than rowing. It's not like this girl is a complete idiot either. She clearly was not someone who is like, some genius, but she's not like, one of those people who's unemployable. You could get a job, especially, you could, prepare yourself for the future, or, whatever. I'm sure in the future, any employer would be happy to have someone, who, this person has good qualities. This girl is charismatic, you might say. She's good at talking to people and relating to people, in a way that's, I've realized is, quite interesting. They're able to, today they're able to, talk about rowing with passion and explain to people, the minute details of rowing. But who cares? Rowing should not be your passion. What should be your passion? Your passion. Her passion. This is gonna sound like I'm like a 60-year-old man, which I never ruled out as being not a 60-year-old man. Your passion should be, on thinking about, your future and, how, especially if, like, the discussion that she was having, I'm not going to get into it because it's kind of gives some details about me that I don't want to give. Because it had nothing to do with me, but it would give details that I didn't want to give. Could, localize the area and that kind of thing. But it's one of those things, and it's like, put your mind on, the future and not, about rowing, please. Please talk about something that's not rowing. Especially with the type of discussion that the people were having before her, before her anecdote about rowing and all this kind of crap. I mean, they were actually speaking about the future. Speaking about, that kind of stuff. But this girl was talking about rowing. It's just one of those things that's, mind blown, Holy crap, it's been an hour, 7 minutes. That is absolutely crazy that I've been filming for this long. Mind-boggling. Why do I spend my time doing this? I don't want to end the video like this. I always get this feeling when I should end the video, and this feels like the spot where I should end the video, but this is not where I'm going to end it. So what have we learned? Sometimes being different is better. Sometimes being insignificant is better. Sometimes, you just need to think about your past, your present, and your future all as one thing and not as three separate parts. No, I've been literally recording for an hour. I don't know why. Sometimes life is just that. Life. Sometimes you're not as different as you think you are. You're not who you come off as. You're not. You in your head is different than you on the outside. That's something that I've said before, and I'll say it again. But, you know, just remembering what once was, comparing it to now, and comparing it to how it might be, is important. Sometimes the future is not so distant after all. Before you know it, we'll all be dead. And that's the end of the video. Thank you very, very much for watching. Have a good day, week, month, year, lifetime, whatever is beyond that. Thank you again. Goodbye.